What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another solo leveling Arise video, except this time we're going to be covering solo leveling. That's right, the newest episode. I was supposed to be covering these all along, but I decided, you know what, this episode deserves a lot of love, and I do want to cover a little bit about why this is the best episode so far to date. Now, I do want to say a big shout out to NETMARBLE on this because I think they deserve it. Sorry about the camera. I'm trying to align it so people don't see everything and I don't get copywritten. And you're going to see a couple of different things on the screen that you normally won't see. So I'm going to try to play some of the audio, etc. so it does work out a little bit. Okay, now, the main thing I want to focus on here is the fight with KARGALAGAN. Now, if you guys don't know, Tusk essentially is the orc chief that Jin-Woo fights here to save the rank A to rank C, whatever, B squad with Hansimi, Lee Booba, who else? Gina's in there, and I think Kihun, right? So that squad is stuck fighting a lot of orcs, including KARGALAGAN, who is the KARGALAGAN, I think that's his name. I always forget his name because I always make fun of it. And this fight here is huge. It's massive. It's, I think, so far the best fight this anime has put together, next to maybe the Igris fight. Now, the reason why this works so well, and the reason why I want to give NETMARBLE a shout out, is throughout the video you're going to see that they actually made him perfect, and I mean perfect, in the actual game. Like, every move he does in the anime and the manhwa is actually reflected in the game, and I think they've done such a spectacular job on it that they deserve a little bit of credit on doing this. So without further ado, let's go into the episode. I hope I don't get copyrighted. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but I do want to go over some of the highlights, okay? Now, you guys can see here right now, this is Cha. Cha-Haen obviously is going in there because she knows that Jin-Woo went by himself. And then she now wants to go in and become Zoolander, the pickaxe queen. And I really do think they should give her SJW's mining outfit for her as well. Imagine couple outfits, bro. Yo, it's Kanye West style. Let's do it. So you guys can see here, she does go in, and she does ask for a weapon. He gives her a pickaxe, and she's like, "Are you fucking for real?" They need to give her a pickaxe weapon and the outfit. That's to happen. And this is where it gets kind of crazy, right? Because the last episode, obviously, they encounter the orcs. The orcs are all here, and you guys can see how terrified everybody is, except for one person. SJW is the only one here who doesn't have sweat on his brow, who doesn't fear anything. He's just noticing that, you know, this team obviously has no chance in hell to make any of this happen, right? By the way, amazing intro. So we're going to fast forward this a little bit here. And right here, this is a couple people you guys can obviously remember. This Hansimi, yes, that's right. Her hair looks different. She looks different. But overall, you can see what it is. Now, a lot of people, when we're watching this as a community, were wondering why Lee Bora's skills were different. Because when Lee Bora summons things in this, she summons like anaconda tentacle looking stuff. I wonder why they didn't keep that into the game. I think that would have been cooler than the foxes that she summons. Obviously, Saw has exactly the same look, except she's got shoulder pads and a little bit more clothes on. She is psycho, by the way. When she the last episode, when she punched through that orc and had that massive smile on her face, I was like, yo, this is a crazy girl. And then, of course, Hansimi over here, which was interesting because she does do healing, obviously, which is what she does in the game. But one thing we don't notice is that there's plants anywhere. So it's interesting that they added plants as her go-to, although her hands do shine green. And I mean, you could associate some form of planting to that, right? Okay, so you guys can see these right here, they notice the chiefs, right? This red paladin guy notices the chiefs. We fought a couple of these chiefs through the game, and they obviously have more auras. And then, of course, there is the man himself, or the orc himself, I guess, KARGALAGAN, and he is a beast. He's a powerhouse. This is the strongest, I'd say, opponent that these people have ever seen, but not the strongest opponent, I'd say, that SJW has fought. I think Cerberus might have a little bit more power. I think Cerberus was maybe an S-class demon. I'm not 100% sure. I could be forgetting. But you guys can see here, he does look incredible. They did such a good job with the animation as well as the way he looks. And not to mention, on top of that, I think he looks amazing for how he looks in the game. Like, he looks perfect, right? You guys can see the power they feel here, the aura. Everyone here is completely enthralled with his magic. And also, it's almost like when you watch Bleach and you see Aizen show off his Rishi, and then you can see everybody just kind of bow down. This is how they feel right around him. So this is kind of crazy. Kihun is the only one here that kind of has the balls to say something, and he gets completely destroyed. Okay, look at this. You'll be killed, tortured for the enjoyment of my soldiers. Like, and this is interesting because all the monsters in this have the same vendetta. They all just want to kill humans, right? And they're told to, and nobody really knows why. Well, if you read the manhwa, you understand, but you guys can see how terrified they are, right? And this is crazy, because he puts on his mask back, and you can see how he just, you know what? We gotta grow some balls, bro. Everyone else is terrified. And this is, and you know, rightfully so, because you see what happens in this next scene. So first off, Song of Guardian. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about how well NETMARBLE deserves the credit they made for this, because you obviously, we know this does exist in the game, how he has the ice around him and he gets the shield, right? Very, very well put together. We obviously the levitation, anti-gravity right here in levitation, right? You guys can see this is also done in the game, and it looks exactly the same. There's gravity acceleration, right? Look at this. This just absolutely destroying him. And again, this is all done in the game, and it's done so damn well, guys. Okay, so Kihun's pretty much being destroyed here. And you guys can see SJW here says, I really shouldn't get involved, but he knows he needs to, right? And this is interesting. I like that he does this, because he actually asks respectfully for help. And there's one of his moves right there, obviously. Kills the orc, obviously, here. Does the exact same levitation as KARGALAGAN. And you guys can see the eyes. They're different, right? And he even asks, can I just solo these magic beasts? And at this point, like, I think this is one of the most redeeming qualities of SJW. Is he really doesn't like to step on people's toes. I think he likes to mind his own business. I think he knows how strong he is, but he doesn't enforce it on people. And he's being very respectful here for a captain to not make him look bad in front of his squad. And I think this is such a good redeeming quality for a main character to have, because not a lot of main characters are like this. A lot of main characters are cocky. A lot of main characters will do what they like. But SJW, like Tanjiro, in my opinion, has a very good heart and a very good soul. And you guys can see here, when he needs to be cocky, he gets that, right? He gets there. So this is awesome, because he says there's a terrible matchup here, and everyone's shocked obviously at the amount of soldiers he just summons, especially the mage that can summon 2 soldiers versus SJW, and just can't believe that he's doing this, right? And you see KARGALAGAN here is very proud. Now this part's interesting, right? Because you actually get Woo showing up. Woo the god shows up, and they all feel this aura. And first off, they're like, why is SJW here? First off, being a miner and then carrying people's bags. And then they all know he's an S rank at this point, right? And then they say Hunter Cha goes in there as well. And this part's cool. This right here, it's coming up right over here. They felt an aura that came from there. So that aura is actually KARGALAGAN's aura, I think, that they felt there, right? So again, they want to measure the gate to make sure it actually is the gate that they said it was. And this is also kind of nice. You kind of see Cha here take control. She does actually beat up all the orcs herself with just a pickaxe. So it just shows how strong she really is in comparison to the rest of the squad that was there, right? Because the rest of the squad were getting destroyed by these orcs until SJW interfered. Just shows how strong Cha really is. Right here, you kind of see a cool scene of her just kind of not even breaking a sweat, but now starting to feel it a little bit. And then just putting up her hair. Listen, I love Cha. I just make fun of her all the time just because I know it pisses you guys off. But she's a badass character, right? Okay, as you guys can see now, she's running in here. And then this is cool, right? Because you get to see SJW and his squad just kind of fight the orcs. And this is like, this just shows his level of power. He does Monarch's Domain, which obviously is a blessing stone, and it's an awesome skill here, right? It levels up all of his soldiers. They become much stronger. Everyone turns a different color. There's his main tanks. There's Tank, Iron, and Igris, his main shadows, obviously his lieutenants. And you can see here, this is what I was talking about, where he can summon only 2 at best, right? And this is cool too. I've never felt such ominous magic power from a human before. And the word ominous is really, really important here, because it shows that he's really not a human anymore, right? At this point, he's beyond that. And you guys can see Tank here, Iron doing a tank, or a provoke here, pretty much tanking everybody, and then just destroying these guys. These are just regular orcs, but honestly, this makes me want to use Iron more in the game. I'm not gonna lie to you, it actually does. And then of course you have his strongest at the moment, Igris, just absolutely slashing everybody to bits. It's such a damn cool thing to see, just destroying everything. And SJW himself putting in work with his daggers, right? And right now he's still using low class daggers, using the Kasaka and the Night Killer, right? And this is funny, like, and I like this because this is almost the end of an era of SJW's innocence, right? This is an important part, because now he's becoming more and more well known, and you don't get this level of marvel with people not knowing who he is and why he's doing the things he's doing, being an E rank, carrying people's things, mining, right? I kind of do miss that. I miss that intrigue about him that eventually goes away because he just becomes so strong. It's almost impossible to hide who he is, right? This is cool. Song of Dragonfire. Now, this is another skill, of course, that he casts, right? And there's the dragon head right there. You guys know this skill. He casts it during the game. Again, I think NETMARBLE did such an incredible job with creating this character, KARGALAGAN. The fight itself is so perfect to the anime and the manhwa. So, and there's Song of the Guardian again, right? Which again is so cool that he does all this. Now, Song of the Guardian is used a little bit differently. There's acceleration. You guys can see the floor, right? You can see the floor and the anti-gravity exactly as he does in the game. And it's such a... It really does show the difference between KARGALAGAN and the rest of the orcs and how strong he really is. Like, he's destroying his shadows. And there's another Song of Fire. Right? Again, just tearing his people apart. And then it's kind of cool because this part here... He just drinks an extra... He thinks he's out of MP, and then he drinks another MP potion here. And then now he goes in, right? He just starts summoning his own orcs against him, which I thought was so damn cool. And this shows the power of Necromancer, right? And this kind of shocks everybody as they come back to life. It even shocks the orcs. The orcs are now afraid, and I think this is a great way to show his power. Not only is he able to beat your soldiers, but he's also used them against you. And this is where KARGALAGAN kind of becomes a little bit more... like aware of what's going on. He's like, okay, this guy's actually stronger than I am. Why am I here? What's going on? When I was told to come here, I was told to kill humans. He didn't think there was any way that he would die. And this is the message, right? And you can see all these monsters are starting to realize that they were also kind of forced to these dungeons. They also were just given a mission and a role, and they don't totally understand what's going on, right? Here he goes, hunt the humans, kill them all, whatever the case may be. And this is where he kind of goes back to senses, where he's like, you know what, it is what it is. We have a little thing with Choi here that comes up. Not a really big deal. They do talk about... Choi does mention that he can't believe he's called the Ultimate Hunter when he can't even solo an A rank by himself. And you guys can see here, the lieutenants, the orc lieutenants start coming in now. Still no match for the shadows, obviously, right? And then right here you have Igris fighting two of them at the same time. This is so cool because this reminds me of one of the stages in hard mode or in KARGALAGAN stage, right, when you have to fight two of them or three of them together. There's a shaman and this orc here with a two-handed sword, and then the one with the there's tank right there. Right, so one of these stages remind me of it, and again, it's just done so well. You can see the shock in KARGALAGAN, right? And here you guys can see he wants to now fight him. Song of Sleep, so we actually don't get a chance to see this, but because the curses don't work on SJW, it doesn't really matter. This is cool right here, right? Let me go back for a second, guys. This is cool. I kind of wish we had something like this. I wish the screen would pop up like this in the game. It would be really cool. But anyways, so this is a cool passive, right? Long-lasting buff, health and longevity, immune to disable toxins or toxic and abnormal conditions, improved regenerative capacity. I think this is really cool. And this is Kendura's Blessing. We have this in the game. So this is another blessing stone that we have in the game. And then, of course, right here, you guys can see he summons his own shadows. And then KARGALAGAN here gets his shield destroyed by fire, which is really cool, I think. And then he powers it up even more with the orb. Right? The Orb of Avarice powers it up even further. And that's cool that they actually show the Orb of Avarice. There it is. Look at that. How cool is that? Now watch. And so Cha comes in and realizes he summoned so many. Captain's okay. Like, obviously, Hansimi right there, you can see her healing powers come into play. And it's cool to see this because you can see all the shadows kind of just taking their time, and then obviously it goes back to the main show, right? KARGALAGAN, Song of Rage, Song of Strength, Song of Giants. And this is really cool because we know him. It's called Hymn of Giants in the game. Look how big he gets. It's exactly like the game. He just gets way, way bigger, right? And it's cool here because SJW obviously doesn't get, affected by this. And he shows that speed makes, as an assassin, speed is more. And there's another Song of Fire. Look at this. This looks so damn badass, guys. They do such an... And again, the game deserves so much credit for doing such a good job by making this happen. Like, all of this is in the game. So, NETMARBLE, you deserve credit. Like, watching the A1 animations come through like this, and then watching it through the actual watching it through the actual game and seeing all these skills in the game is incredible. And then of course there's SJW doing his thing, and it's something to note. He is not only a necromancer, obviously, like he has the job, he's also an assassin, right? So he's super fast, super strong, and he makes short work of KARGALAGAN here. And then of course when everybody shows up, they all get to see his powers, and then not only that, but right here you guys can see he does finally summon Tusk. And it's kind of cool because here you get to see Tusk becoming an elite knight. That's right, we have that rank in the game, right? It's elite knight is right before, I believe, general. So it's cool to see an A rank monster get a higher rank than everybody else. So this is really cool. I like this. I like that he smiles. He notices that obviously things are getting more powerful. He's becoming more powerful. And then here he notices that Woo recognizes him and saw the shadows. And Woo obviously asks everybody to keep it to themselves. And then Jin-Woo obviously says, you know what, listen, we should, or no, sorry, tells Choi, we really need to, he saved all of us. Can you do an A rank yourself? He says no, and it's embarrassing because I'm on the Ultimate Hunter. And then of course we have more of Jin-Ho and Jin-Woo here talking, and that's the end of the episode. I think this was the best episode to date, and it just really does show how long how far the animation has gotten with every season. And of course, again, NETMARBLE capturing the essence of KARGALAGAN so incredibly. So I just wanted to go through this with you guys and show you guys what I thought about it. Let me know what you think about the actual video itself and actually animation itself. If you guys liked the episode, and if you did, what was your favorite part? And again, I think this was probably the best episode I've seen so far. And if the animation continues this way, there's so many better fights coming that it's just going to be super hard to beat this anime anytime soon. All right, folks, thank you again so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.